Okay, so I've been gone for quite a while, and honestly, I don't think anyone cares anyway, but I'm gonna explain. So, I think that podcasts are a great way to reveal. Sorry, okay. They relieve stress for me, and lately it's been kind of stressful. Um, I don't want to say too much because the internet freaks me out right now, or whatever, but I got a job. I work 3 days a week as a janitor for a summer job, and it's very enlightening because I get to see like all of the hidden treasures, mostly gum. But like I, this isn't the thing I usually talk about, but it's kind of fun. But basically, I've just been cleaning around my whole school, and that means moving all the desks and furniture out of the room and then back in after they wax the floors or vacuum it if it's carpet. So basically, I have to scrape all the gum from underneath the desks, and some of them look like small or well, pretty large bugs. Some of them are kind of cute, others just gum, but it's really, why can't people just throw out their gum out? Like I don't understand. I was never really a big gum chewer because it just kind of grosses me out. And but like, why can't you just put it into a napkin and like throw it out? I don't know because it just like it's ridiculous. Like some of it, one of the desks took me like at least a half an hour to scrape all that gum off. I don't know how long it's been there. My school is pretty old. It's probably from like the 60s or whatever. And sometimes like at the bottom of the desks it has like someone like carved in 1980 in one of them. And I'm just wondering, is this gum like decades old or am I just going crazy? But the other day I started doing locker rooms and it felt like I was like exploring where no other girl has explored before, going through the boys' gym locker room, and there is like a lunchbox like lodged like on the ceiling overhanging light, and I'm just like, how do you even get it up there? And it's like they write on their lockers and deodorant and stuff, and it's just like so gross. I don't know. But you're probably not here to listen about my weird, well, it's a really good job, but I just like sharing gum stories because that's pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't want used gum? But anyway, I've been feeling kind of guilty not doing a podcast lately. And I know no one even like listens to this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, but there's nothing really specific I want to talk about today. I'm probably just going to talk about stuff that I should have talked about but never bothered to because I've just been so busy with like college stuff and job stuff and not being able to do as much. Yet I find like time to play The Sims, but whatever. But I watched a little bit of E3. Let's go in the Wayback Machine, and we're going back to June. And I didn't get to watch. This is the first year where I didn't really get to watch E3 as much as I wanted to, just because I had to work. But I saw some YouTube videos, and my brother was sharing me videos, and I'm on the fence about the Resident Evil 2 remake. Like, it's something that I've been like, me and my brother have been just talking about it. Like, when are they gonna say something about it? Because they've been like kind of teasing around that they've been in development for a while. But when they finally like released like that gameplay from E3, I was just kind of like, I don't know if I like this, because the Resident Evil 1 remake, I'm probably not like, I can't really say how amazing it was at the time because when I was born, like by the time that I was old enough to like remember watching my family play Resident Evil 1, like I probably said this before in a different podcast, but my dad and my brother used to play the GameCube Resident Evil remake, and I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was like 5 or something, and I would just watch them, and I was like, those are some of my best memories, just watching them play and like wishing that I could play. Um, and I just like remember it was like the music I loved. Like I've always liked video game music, but that was like one of the first games where I was actually like, oh my god, I love this music, and I would try and play it on my organ thingy. It's like a electronic keyboard, and I would try and play it because I don't know, even at a young age, I was just like, Resident Evil is awesome. I was like, when I was 12 years old, I had like this really embarrassing phase when I would only play Resident Evil. Like, I probably didn't even play The Sims at that time. I would just play Resident Evil every day. I would watch only, I think it's called Afterlife. I would only watch that movie because it had Nemesis and Jill in it. And I'm like, the other ones don't have Jill, so I'm not gonna watch it. Because, yes, Jill. Yes. But, like, that's all I would do. There's these S.D. Perry novels that I absolutely love. Like, they're kind of cheesy because they're based off of, like, the old games. Like, there's the whole Jill Sandwich situation in one of the first novels, The Umbrella Conspiracy. I have two of the reprints from my Resident Evil phase in 2012. I was obsessed with it. Like, again, at the right time when they were republishing those novels. But, yes, I had a shirt that I got from Hot Topic. Yep. 12-year-old me went to Hot Topic to get a Resident Evil umbrella. I think I still have it, but get this, like, they didn't have it in any of the other sizes, and I was just like, oh, but I really want that Resident Evil shirt. So I got the extra, extra large, and it never fit me, but I had it, I guess. And then, oh, you see, on these podcasts, it's coming back to me. I just rant and rant about things, but whatever. Making this a Resident Evil part. But, okay, this is gonna make me cry on the inside because Toys R Us is, like, closed now. And I think one of the last times I went there and actually got something besides, like, a few months ago before they actually closed. Like, I went there to get a bike when I was 12, the Resident Evil phase. We'll just call it that. It's the Resident Evil phase. The year of 2012 when I was 12. But, like, I went to Toys R Us because my mom was, like, nice enough to get me a bike. And instead of, like, I wasn't the person I am now back then. Like, I was, like, excited about stupid things, but I wasn't thankful for the things that actually mattered. But, my mom was, like, nice enough to get me, like, a new bike because my old one was kind of, janky or whatever. So, my dad came along and, we were looking through the bikes, and I was like, cool. And I'm like, I wonder if they have any Resident Evil action figures, because I was, like, obsessed with getting one. Even when I was, like, 4 years old. I think Resident Evil 4 had just come out, and I remember going to Target with my dad to get, Resident Evil 4, and, sadly, a Jack Sparrow action figure, but I don't want to talk about that right now. But, we got Resident Evil 4, and I was like, oh, I want an action figure. I was, like, obsessed with action figures. And I was like, I went to the action figure aisle, and they had, like, of course, like, John Cena wrestling figures and all of that. And my dad came up to me, and he was just making zombie noises, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he had a Resident Evil action figure, the Archive series, and I was just like, what? So I got it. I'm sorry, I keep getting too excited. But, like, I don't remember how much it cost or anything, but I just bought it anyway. And my mom was saying, she's more excited for the action figure than the bike we got her. And, she was kind of right, but now, yeah, I would have enjoyed that bike a lot more now. I still have it, I ride it, so nothing to feel guilty about. I was just kind of weird in my Resident Evil phase. But I, like, worshipped that action figure. This is really embarrassing, but I mean, I was just a kid, sort of. I was, like, I'm still awkward, but I was, like, even more awkward in the middle school days. Those are the dark days. Like, middle school, I try not to think about. Those were truly the darkest moments. But, oh, what else? I worship those action figures, like, on a really creepy degree. Like, okay, how did I get from E3 to this? But anyway, like, I used to, like, dress them up. I had I had High School Musical Barbies, and okay, the main character, if you don't know, one of the main characters of High School Musical is Troy Bolton, and I had the High School Musical 2 series, even though I really wanted the first one, but I had the second one, and I would take like Troy's shirt and jeans off, and I would take it was a Crimson Head, by the way. Like the Resident Evil action figure I got was the Crimson Head, and then a little like the dog. I don't remember its name, but it's just the dog. But Cerberus, I think. But I would take off Troy Bolton's clothes, and I would put it on the Crimson Head, and then I would take pictures of it with my camera. And yeah, that was my life back then. Um, and besides that, I had like this little bed that one of my relatives built me. I don't know. He's kind of like, I don't know if he's alive anymore. Like I never met him, but he made a little like doll-sized bed, and I would like tuck him into bed at night. This is so embarrassing. I just worship that action figure, and I still have it on my shelf. Um, but funny story, one of his hands like fell off, and I have no idea where it is. It's like gone forever. So he's like the one-handed Crimson. Like it's kind of weird. I don't know. I have no idea. It probably got like thrown out by accident because I put him like by the mail. I don't know. I still don't know to this day. But yeah, that was one of the most embarrassing like Resident Evil face tales I have. But I would make fan fiction, and I actually predicted Revelations. Like I had this little sketchbook, and I was like, it was before Revelations came out, and I was like writing stuff down about like boats and like the water and like fish and stuff. And I was like, I called that. They stole my idea. So sue me. I don't know. But at school, I I would print off like pictures of Resident Evil, like Jill Valentine, of course, and I would put the picture in my binder, and I would like decorate it, and all my notebooks I had like sandwiches on it and stuff. And yeah, I want to redo this animation. Like I'm actually want to go to college for like animation, so you know, if things work out, you might see animations on this channel. But I made this really bad like animation called Breadsident Evil, and that used to be my Gmod name. So by sheer coincidence, if you've seen Breadsident Evil on Gmod back in the day, 2012, my Resident Evil phase, then hello, I'm sorry for being like immature and crap, but yeah. This is very embarrassing. This whole that then when I was 13, for some reason it kind of phased out. I'm like, I don't care about Resident Evil anymore. I have director's cut. I bought it for like $15. Like I'm like, why? But I think that's most of the stories from the Resident Evil year of my life. It was very interesting. But yeah. But back to E3. That kind of like, you see, my podcasts are like really terrible and they suck. And like, if you want to leave right now, you should, because it's like terrible.